Hi, I Chandrashekhar Tilak welcome you all in this episode of Market. Before we start the deliberations for this particular episode, let me give my heartiest best wishes for the calendar year 2021. Let us hope that leave aside the corona, but including corona, we do not have to face any other calamity as far as the calendar year 2021 is concerned. Although the calendar year 2020 has given us a tremendous boost as far as the BSE Sensex or the market indices in general are concerned, but the uncertainty and the extent of such an uncertainty which prevailed over the market, which made the market volatile, although it is a good sign for the market as far as the trading volumes are concerned, it certainly does impact the sentiments of investors. And when I say investors, it is not restricted only to the individual investors like you and I. It is equally true for the institutional investors as well. Although we have seen a different compositions emerging as far as the institutional flows are concerned, whether it is within the country, within the continent or across the globe. One thing is very sure, that in the calendar year 2021, at least in the initial part thereof, our market may see a different trends altogether. Already our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has indicated not only once but more than that the budget to be presented in the month of February 2021, most probably on 1st of February 2021, would be emerging as a most looked after or a looked up to budget, and that is, she is indicating some sort of a big bang reforms. Although one needs to wonder what sort of the reforms would be and how far they would be accepted in our country. Because when our parliament passed the farm laws, we are seeing what sort of a protest and the extent thereof as far as Delhi farmers' protests are concerned. Those particular discussions are getting dragged on, whether rightly or wrongly. I am not here to comment on that. But if such things reoccur when those kinds of a big bang reforms are really getting announced, if at all they get announced in the budget, we can't say that just because those are announced, they will get implemented. Because under such circumstances, one has to take one point into consideration, that the complexion and composition of our Indian economy has undergone a change in last 2 decades and especially in last 7 to 8 years per se. Nowadays, the subject matters in a concurrent list of our constitution, which indicates that those subjects can be controlled both by the central government and the state government, and some sort of a political circumstances which are prevailing across the country, and center-state relations which are under strain, not only because of a GST refund but certain other socio-political reasons as well, makes a economic policy process more complex. And if not a policy making, but certainly the policy implementation gets dragged or delayed. And I need not reciprocate over here or refer over here that in this era of economic reforms, or in this situation, or in this particular program, as far as the economic conditions at global level is concerned, one thing is very sure, that unless and until you are an early bird in many sectors, you may not be in a position to reap a real benefit thereof. And under such circumstances, if the implementation process gets dragged on, it would be very difficult. And willy-nilly, it would certainly have an impact as far as our market movements are concerned. And when I use the word market movement, it is not restricted only to the rise or fall of a Sensex or a Nifty. It is equally true for mutual funds, is equally true for banking, it is equally true for insurance. The latter part of the calendar year 2020, besides corona, have shown us the divergent trends as far as the retail are concerned. It has shown a divergent trend as far as the insurance is concerned. It has shown a divergent trend as far as the mutual funds are concerned. It has shown a divergent trend as far as the telecom sector is concerned. And these particular things may get accelerated or accentuated as the case may be in the initial part of 2021. And willy-nilly, it would certainly have the impact as far as our market movements are concerned. As such, first 3 to 4 months are certainly the period where we will have to concentrate not only the market developments or the economic developments or the political announcement, not only within the country but even across the globe, but certainly we will have to take good care as far as our own individual portfolios are concerned. And when I say the word portfolio, it is not restricted only to the equity portfolio, because the entire trigger of a financial sector of a 2020 started not from the equity market but from the mutual fund. When Franklin Templeton announced the closure of its 6 debt schemes, it set a ball rolling. Not only those 6 specified debt schemes which were to be closed down by Franklin Templeton came under the scanner or a radar, not only of the regulator but also of we investors, it certainly reciprocated, or it certainly reoccurred across all the debt schemes of the entire mutual fund sector of our country. And that particular impact doesn't made restricted over there. So, in considering these particular concentrations of these liquid fund schemes as well as the post-corona economy, SEBI came out with certain schemes where the funds were to be reallocated, especially in a balanced fund sector, where at least 25% were to be invested in a small cap, another 25% in mid cap, those kind of a scenario. It had another impact on our market. And then, because of the continuous dialogue or a discussion with mutual fund industry of our country had with SEBI, those particular things were kept on hold and some sort of a flexi schemes were permitted by the mutual funds. But such regrouping of the funds or such regrouping of the schemes has not stopped thereafter, because willy-nilly, not only because of the performances of my economic sector, but because of certain regulatory divisions of the sectors are impacting our investment field. And such things are again not restricted only to the mutual fund. To some extent, it may be true for the pension funds. We have seen the defaults, or we have seen the punishments being pronounced even for the broking firms, and that too as big broking firm as Carvey. Certainly, it would have certain other impacts as well. We have seen the murmurs, and certainly at a higher scale, as far as the sub-brokerage or the trading terminal contracts are concerned. NSE co-location issue is now not a thing of the past completely. But if those IPOs are really getting again marked to the market, especially when NSE launches it, under such circumstances, these issues and these things may pick up. We have seen already an indication thereof. It is not certainly or merely a coincidence that NSE IPO issue comes into the discussion and then Palak Shah launches his book called Market Mafia. And these things may happen. And we do not know exactly what sort of an impact such media arbitrage or such media mirage has as far as the market performance is concerned. But when the performance has got affected because of the corona, and when our perceptions have been dented because of the corona and performance, such psychological factors do matter. Under such circumstances, one thing is certain: whatever may be the budget, whatever may be the status of corona vaccination, whatever may be the status of corona spread globally and within India, one thing is very sure, that frequent policy announcements on one front or the other would continue at least for next 6 to 7 months. And it would have the impact as far as the underlying economic performances are concerned. So, the cumulative effect of all such things would be one, and it would be that our markets, whether it is mutual funds, whether it is banking, whether it is pension funds, whether naturally the equity would be very volatile. And under any volatile market, our continuous and concurrent vigilance is a must. This what was nearly to just reiterate or underline a requirement or a necessity of such consistent vigilance. While hoping for the best, one has to prepare for the worst, says the going. Under such circumstances, while wishing you the happy and prosperous 2021, once again I would request you to have a relook and re-strategize your investment goals. Wishing you the best for the same. Thank you very much.